What is going on, everybody? What's going on? Hanging out here tonight. We're a little late tonight. And shout out to Marania and shout out to One Stick Dude. Good evening. Uh, Not many books out this week that I'm really interested in now. I got one that's a reprint or by Kirkman that's coming out this week, which is actually going to eventually, after the third issue, it's going to be ongoing. We're dabbling back into the Invincible universe. So that looking forward to that. We also got some a nice DC what do they call those? What are those $40 trades they call them?
DC Finest.
DC Finest? I guess it is. Yeah, it is. That's on the name. Yeah. So we got one of those coming out tonight or tomorrow, and yeah, some trades, but not many. But I'd say slim pickings for me. I barely got 5 this week. You know, I almost had my number 5 would have been Walking Dead. And it kind of is. I'm kind of doing that with this other book from Kirkman. It's kind of is the same thing because it is a reprint, a book that's been out of print for like years. I guess so. We'll just jump into that then. I guess. Let me switch over and we'll get this going. Boom. And we'll just get this going and we'll share my screen. And all right. Decided to make it a little bit bigger for you guys. You guys are always complaining that you didn't like the other part, so we'll do this. We'll do a full screen. You don't need to see us. And the chats are down there too on the bottom right. So this week we have obviously Batman Deadpool comes out. I'm not even remotely interested in. The last one I read sucked. And what's horrible is that the Batman book sucked more than even the Deadpool, and just it was just bad.
Who's writing the DC version?
This is gonna be. I think it's gonna be. I don't know. It could be Grant Morrison for all I know. Let's see if he even loads. Don't look, Zach. Yeah, Grant Morrison is back on here. Scott Snyder, James Tynion, and Joshua Williamson team up with Hayden Sherman and a magical Constantine, Dr. Strangetale, Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo, bringing epic Nightwing Grayson, and Laura Kinney Wolverine story, Mariko Tamaki and Amanda Connor, smash Harley Quinn, and Hulk together, G. Will Wilson and Dennis Cohen for Static and Miss Marvel yarn. $8. I'm really not even interested.
I wouldn't touch that if I were still buying regularly.
Yeah. There's I don't want to read on non-binary Grant Morrison where he's just going to put that in the book, whatever his character is right now. Josh Williamson is a good writer. Tynion's a good writer too. I don't know. Amanda Connor always gets stuck with the bad books. But 1 of 24 art here. What's we got here? Clayman cover. It's okay. Wolverine looks a little bit weird though. Of course, there's the Dan Moore wraparound there. The Dan Moore cover is the only thing that's actually good about this book. Really. Lee Bermejo, Dr. Doom versus the Joker. And the jihadist Joker, I guess. He's gonna pull him up. Here's my thing. If you guys are buying this for the covers, right click, save as. Don't spend your money on $8 or more on a book where the stories are not the main focus. It's the art.
You know what I think is funny? You look at that Scarlet Witch and Zatanna cover.
Yeah.
Look at how they have them dressed to sell comics.
But not inside the book.
You couldn't. The the Blue Sky Blue Hair Brigade would like a bunch of stuck pigs if you ever tried to have them wear that inside.
Right? Yeah. Here's the Jim Chung or Jim Chang, whatever you pronounce it. Amanda Connor. So here's my question. Amanda Connor's always drawing these goofy things. How come she's never been done any artwork for Teen Titans Go?
I don't know, but I think it's funny if your boy Zach hadn't sold out. These are the kind of things that he would just call your tee silly Billy, but I'm sure he's shilling.
You're mistaken. That never he's always been this way. He was never.
No, he wasn't. I said
that
was
all an act.
2 lines. But I said now he himself is a shilly Billy.
Well, see, Zach still likes this cover because it represents what he does right now. He eats up everything that comes out now.
There you go.
The Nick Dragata Batman cover. I don't know if it's supposed to be absolute Batman versus an Asian Frank Castle. Why doesn't Castle have a great? This is the thing. This is my complaint I have to this. Castle should always have a 5 o'clock shadow. You know, he should never be clean shaved. I don't think he has time to even shave. For how many bad guys he's hunting him or he's killing people. But anyway, Jenny Frisian. Jenny Frisian is for those people who want to get her. She's a cover artist, though, and I know there's a lot of people out there who does buy Jenny Frisian covers. They don't even care what the book is, but they'll buy the cover because they love the art. And I've always said, why buy the book when you can just right click and save it off? And if you want to, you have a decent printer, you can print it off on photo paper now. You can make your own photos, covers, posters. Andy Kubert. That's pretty cool. I like the Robin. But it's Damian Robin, isn't that? The swords? I'm guessing? Yeah. But I like he's using the giant Joker card, though. That's cute. And then we got this ugly Jay Lee variant. So dumb. Sadly, this is the best cover. Jim Lee, Wolverine, Batman. I would get this as a poster. Alexander Lozano variant. That's supposed to be what? Miss Marvel? I don't know about that. It looks more like Moonstone a little bit. Dude, that threw me off. I didn't realize that Wonder Woman's butt cheek. I thought that was her titty popping out. That is such an optical illusion. Here's the Sean Gordon Murphy variant. That's kind of cool. I like this. This is the These will obviously be the more popular covers. Sean Gordon Murphy and Jim Lee. Frank Wiley? I feel like Frank Wiley, if he hasn't done it, Frank Wiley would work better on Batman 66. I'm not sure if he was artist on that, but the way he draws the suit and everything, it looks like an much older, slim Batman. So I would put him on a Batman 66, title. And then we got the Bruno Redondo. Such a flamboyant cover. This is This is the guy who's doing the John Constantine story. Is doing this cover. No, thank you. John looks like he has AIDS. Oh, Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Wolverine versus Deadpool. That's kind of cool. Oh, and he's using the. This is from the movie. Breen, you haven't seen Deadpool Wolverine, where he basically dug up Logan's skeleton because Logan had died from the movie Logan, and he basically duct taped Logan's arm with the blades still attached to his hand. He was fighting with that in the opening sequence.
That's homage to Hulk 340.
I know, but the claws he's using though are what's Wolverine's arm attached. So it's a double homage. And then we got this cover by Ryan Sook. Here you go. Which is better, Crisis or this? Because this has every hero too. Are you sure that the Batman Wolverine cover is Clayman? It honestly looks like an overrated Jim Lee art. Oh, later on your lines. No, Jim, because you saw Jim Lee's art later on. There's a Batman Wolverine one, but in the beginning though, there was Clayman was the first cover. In the Sazamal Mika. Here's the Dan foil variant. Foil variant. Yay! Blink covers. Impulse creation by Dan Panasian. It's okay. Killing Joke. Wow. Who is this? Sad Lemon Comics. Brian. I can't. It's a mess up. Brian Bell or Brian Bull. Yeah. Here's the thing: is like even 162 says none of these covers make me want to go and buy it. Honestly, if I didn't know who the creative team on it was, and say like this was like 20 years ago, I would have picked them up based on some of these covers. The Jim Lee cover, I would have picked it up because I would have known I'm getting an awesome story in the interior. But with the current team that's on there, like here's the thing: did Jeremy Adams even have a story in the first one? The first crossover, like Josh Williamson is a great writer. James Tynion's a good writer. Scott Snyder can go suck a dick. I'm done with his books, and he's another one of those writers that basically, like, he's proved on his Batman, he doesn't know how to finish a book. The only one he's ever finished that I actually enjoyed was American Vampire. Other than that, I've never really cared for his writing. Now, people praise him on Justice League, but how did he wrap up Justice League? Did he leave that on the cliffhanger? Did he get kicked off in the middle of a story? He's one of those guys that starts off writing real strong and then ends real weak. And I don't want to read anything by Grant Morrison. I agree with Doc. I've never read anything good by Grant Morrison that he considered to be great.
Doc didn't say that. He just said he's got his faults. Best known for are overrated. Yeah, Justice League was great because he wasn't allowed to be Grant Morrison. He was just he had to be the good writer that he is, but not with the usual Grant Morrison tropes that make him polarizing as a writer.
And he's nothing like that anymore. You saw his Green Lantern story he wrote and then he came out as non-binary. That was 2020. In the middle of it, and then the book just got worse. So I don't know. I've just never been a fan of Grant Morrison, but
I'm not either.
Yeah,
but I
it's not a selling point to me.
But I'm not going to dismiss like I said. All-Star Superman was terrific. Justice League was great. Batman Arkham Asylum. I don't think it's as great as everybody else does, but. Yeah, but then there's, like I said, I thought his X-Men run was trash.
Yeah, I wasn't into All-Star Superman. But all right, let's go back because we've gone off track here. All right. There is one series. I don't know. Did you before you dropped out of comic books? Were you reading Nightwing with Dan Waters?
I read one issue and then that's when I quit.
What did you think of the one issue that you read? What do you think it was? Do you think of the quality? Do you remember it, or do you remember the quality being as any good as his Batman?
I read the annual and Nightwing wasn't in it.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know that I got an issue that he was in.
Because
now that I'm thinking about it.
Because if he puts the same amount of effort he put into Batman Dark Patterns into Nightwing, I might go start picking back up and start reading back issues.
Well, that's I was watching Wes and Drew the other day.
Yeah.
And they were praising the hell out of Dark Patterns. And Drew said, I'm not getting that out of Nightwing. So.
Oh. Okay. Well, that sucks. World's Finest is also come out this week too. But I'll just scroll down to my number 5. We'll get this going. It's gonna get all the way down there. And there it is. For those who remember the Invincible universe, there was a team of heroes in there. No, not the Guardians of the Globe. This was the other group. This is a group from called Capes. You had Bolt, Kid Thor, Knockout, Captain Cosmic, Clairvoyant, Big Brain, Commander, Capitalism. Welcome to Capes Inc. Employers of your favorite superheroes that protect, well, at least they're on the clock. New York City, from threats like Machine Head, Titan, and now they're in the crosshairs of an enemy they never expected. Reintroducing the long out of print, basically Robert Kirkman and Mark Englehart's corner of the Invincible universe. This is a remastering of Capes featuring all new art and dialogue. The first 3 issues are supposed to be bringing it back as far as doing, yeah, it's gonna be the same stuff you've seen before with a little bit different art and then different dialogue. But after that, it's gonna have all new ongoing after this. With I guess with the success of Battle Beast, I think Robert's like, dude, we made more money with Battle Beast probably we have with anything Skybound so far. So let's keep doing Invincible universe. Some of you could argue like, well, it's just milking this thing. Oh, I'm like, no. If this makes you money and you have fun, and you have more stories to tell. Obviously, Robert Kirkman has more stories to tell in Invincible universe. And I'm hoping he does the same thing he's doing here with Walking Dead. I want a continuation, branching off. Especially because he did that last couple issues. I think it was the last 2 issues. He did a 10-year time jump. So there's a lot of stories you could tell in between then. But I'm looking forward to this. Obviously, this was flew under my radar. I never read it the first time around. Along with that, you also have some Invincible shared universe compendiums coming out this week too, with I believe it's what's his name? Astonishing Wolfman is getting his own compendium coming out for $40. Very affordable. Here's the variant. I love this because we have, see what it is? It's Jameson. Jameson is Captain Capitalism. Thanks, sir. It's in a League of Comic Geeks. There's a link to it in the description on this video or live stream. Corey Walker 1 in 10. Here. And then obviously it's 125 is still blocked, but here's Ryan Ottley 150. And then blank cover. And then here's Young Blood team up variants. Been a lot of those coming out because a Young Blood has been released by Enter Image. So, yep. This is my number 5 this week. Yeah. League of Comic Geeks is free to use. You can even leave reviews on books that you read. Just be warned, there's a lot of people who lean a certain direction in the political stuff. So you're going to get a lot of people who are maybe triggered if you share a different opinion than them. That's the only downside to the website, is there's a lot of people who are just like overly just so irritated if you do not agree with them. Especially if they really is. It's a lot of negative Nancy's on here. But Lee Com Geeks, I use it for this because it's great for showing off the books and your description. Now, the only thing they're going to sell Lee Com Geeks is sometimes its lists are wrong and books get delayed. So this book may not even come out tomorrow. It's always a gamble for me when I go in the shop. All right. And yeah, hello to Cheeseburger. What's up, buddy? Let's go back to see what number 4 is. Brian, did you ever get into the Invincible universe?
No, I read the first 100 issues of Invincible.
Did you ever get into like Astonishing Wolfman or any of the crossovers?
Not really.
I know Wolfman does. Gary, he does show up and does have a. He's in the main series with Invincible. Invincible actually helps him out. All right, my number 4 for this week, and we gotta scroll down. Keep scrolling. All right. Is Lazarus Fallen, number 6. All right. Speaking of writers, Greg Rucka is not a guy I normally would go to, but he's a hit or miss for me sometimes. But he's sure I know as far as when he does indie books, he's the one that does not put his politics really into the book as much as you would expect some of the other writers from Marvel or DC. Basically, if you have not been reading the story, it's going to be a little confusing for you. Every week I try to explain it, So in the book itself, when you open it up, it does give you a preview of what's going on. It also gives you, it tells you the whole story of how it all started. I do implore you to go back and read the original Lazarus books. It is a very dystopian world where these families all control different parts of the world, and people are basically subjugated to be either being waste, meaning you have no say whatsoever, you're just poor, whatever, and you work for, and then there's the people who are the haves, and obviously the view of the haves that you're basically working for the family, and each family has their own Lazarus. Lazarus is a soldier that works for them, that is basically a super soldier in that sense. And of course, the Carlisle family, which is the main family, his daughter Forever, she learns that she isn't really who she's been raised up to be. Turns out that, and I'm not gonna say any more about that, what she is, but the whole book right now is the hunt for her and her sister, because they defected from the family, and yeah, there's a lot of play going on. It's a very it's one of those stories where it's kind of like, not to say the Avengers, but like there's multiple characters in here with different stories, so and they all kind of are crossing paths once in a while. So Marisol is a Lazarus from this other family who's forced to basically deal with the devil when she and then Malcolm pulls her back into service. And then you also have in the desert of North Africa, Sonia Bitter. Actually, sorry, Sonia Bitter is the Lazarus, not Marisol. And her and Forever, who basically kind of become like bonding because they both are kind of like sisters in a sense. They both identify what's going on and don't really like the whole political struggle. So now they're forced to meet in battle for the final time, because the rich people want Forever dead, because she's a liability and she's a loose cannon. They can't control her anymore. So it's Lazarus versus Lazarus, friend versus friend for the last time. And this has a variant cover. I didn't realize they were going to have variant covers, but I don't understand this. I guess magazine, timeless, lethal, check, young blood. Oh, it's a young blood freaking tie-in or variant. So dumb. Real question: anybody in the audience, or even you, Eric Brain, were you a Youngblood fan?
No.
it just seems very gaudy. I'm trying to think what the word would be for it. I I'm trying to think. Is there, what word do you describe it? Because I never really got into the book. I thought it was hokey.
It was just a not well done superhero book.
Poorly written, yeah.
I mean, it was a product of its time.
Yep. Alrighty then. So that's my number 4. My number 3 this week. Scroll down to that. Is Justice League Red. Or not only is Justice League Dead, because that's right, Deadman has now joined the team. The confrontation with Red Tornado can wait no longer. Cyborg, Power Girl, Green Lantern, Simon Baz, and Red Canary have taken part in one too many missions where they didn't have all the facts. But Reddy's wound up too. His sacrifices have paid off, and he knows the variable that needs to be eliminated to save Earth from being remade in the image of Apocalypse. But there isn't enough computing power in the galaxy to predict what will happen when the Justice League Red goes after Black Adam. As revealed last issue, spoiler, that in order to save the Earth, they have to kill Black Adam. I don't understand why. This just sounds so harebrained. But, of course, we have this little digital cover. So. First, Saladin Ahmed, a guy who I've never really liked anything he's done. He's been doing well, and I've been really liking Clayton Henry's art on this. That's really helped out, too. Anytime I get to see Power Girl or even Deadman together in a story, it's very rare. Yeah, and she's not going by, hey, my name's Paige. No, they call her Kara. Or Karen, they call her Karen in this. But, yeah, that is my number 4. Or third, sorry, number 3 this week. Yep. More poking and prodding, feeling pretty good and things. Talking about. It's all about Marani in the chat. Talking about our tests. All right. Alrighty then. Number 2 for this week. I'm gonna go back down here and put that right down. Is Dreadnought War, part 2 of 5. This is G.I. Joe number 14. The Dreadnought War continues. Duke and Cobra Commander are on the run, and the only way to survive the Dreadnought is trusting each other. And that's the last thing either of them wants to do, or plans to do. And the first appearance of the fan favorite character, the most action-packed G.I. Joe epic yet, continues with 2 issues each month. I was gonna say, I felt like it felt too soon. I almost like it was like a misprint for them listing. But we're gonna have 2 of these per month. That's cool. And then of course you got the 616 Born Berens cover. Destro. And then another version. Erkente variants with the Dreadnoughts. More Dreadnoughts. Yeah. Every single cover gets their own character gets their own cover, apparently. Carmine and what's his name? GMN Dinetico. Yeah. Yeah. Say who supporting characters are? He says we have Cover Girl, so it doesn't list who's gonna be the new person. There's gonna be. Anyway, though, Tom Riley has been doing the art with this, and Joshua has been kicking ass on this too. It's been a really fun series. It's really weird because years ago I had no interest in anything G.I. Joe comic book related stuff. Same with Transformers, and as of last year when Kirkman turned it around, it just became actually entertaining. I was never a fan of the cartoons. I take it back. I did watch the Transformers Generation 1 cartoon, and I watched the movie, but G.I. Joe, I just never could get into. It was just too corny for me. Toys were great. Same with Transformers. Yeah, but speaking of which, they are still releasing Transformer toys. They're really releasing the original ones, the small Transformers. So if you're looking for those from the Generation 1, those are being released too at Walmart. They're like 6 inches tall. But alrighty then. That was my number 2. I will go into my number 1. Since when did RDV post for a G.I. Joe cover? What do you mean? I'm not on the cover. Or am I? My number 1 for this week is Punisher Red Band number 3. Just been probably the best thing that Marvel's putting out right now. Ultimate Spider-Man, it'll be ending. I do like Moon Knight, but I admit that this has been more fun. Benjamin Percy is a better writer than Jed McKay. I love his at least the story he tells. Secrets revealed from a fateful afternoon in a park to the furthest corners of the Marvel Universe in Weird World, which I still have no idea. I think Weird World is, I don't know that's probably an old Marvel thing. Few folks on Earth know that Frank Castle's history as a Punisher is better than Wilson Fisk, and he tends to use that knowledge to make Frank's life more miserable than ever before, tortured literally, metaphorically, and otherwise by faces old and new in this one issue Punisher fans won't want to miss. Julius Oda's art's been pretty cool. This is Marco Cicchetto doing the cover, which honestly, I'm not a fan of it. The face for Marco Cicchetto doing Punisher, but I do like he has the beard because Frank is a guy he doesn't seem like he's a guy whose hygiene's number 1 on his list. And then we have the Tony S. Daniel art for the 125, which to me, it's okay, but it looks a little more like a John Cena haircut. I'm not a fan of that.
I can't see it.
Speaking of John Cena, he won the Intercontinental title, didn't he?
Yeah.
So do you think Jericho will come back, and then there'll be a 3-way between him and The Miz for the title?
I think Dom wins it back. It's Survivor Series, be my guess, but
I would love to see The Miz versus Jericho, because if I think they're tied right now, aren't they tied for the number most wins or
I don't know.
I know Jericho's tied with Miz, or he's going to be tied with if the Miz were to get his title back. Philip Tan variant just feels weird. We talk about looming villains, but it feels like he's going to eat them. I'd rather have the villain looming over like the town, kind of, or the city, kind of like with Dr. Doom did back in the day. But yeah. But yep, that is my number 1 for this week. The one with the sunglasses, long hair. Oh, the Dreadnought. I'm totally not a Dreadnought, dude. All right, we just go over. So we'll go. Guess that's the top 5 for here. We'll quickly go over the rest of the books come out this week, and then we'll go to the trades, and then we'll end it so Breen can have his food. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to go get a burger myself. I'm hungry. Absolute Flash book that we talk about if Zach was here, and same with the Ultimates, he's really into that. Exactly. Did you know that kid apparently had he had a Twitter ban or something, or his Twitter jail? I didn't.
Was he, or was it self-imposed?
I don't know, but he said on Sports Ball, he's like, "Oh yeah, and I'm thinking like, well, you never say anything, so we don't know." Yeah, he's not getting shown up this week again. He said that's it this morning. We also got World's Finest coming out. World's Finest, I might be picking up the trade. Sorry, going back and catching up on that because it's a book that I would recommend. World's Finest has been a fun book. I think it's still Mark Waid, and I forgot who the artist is, the interior artist is on this. I think Moore left the book.
Absolutely amazed that Amazing Spider-Man is number 6.
Huh. Adrian Gutierrez. So Dan Moore does a cover. Does Adrian even have his own? Okay, this is Adrian's art right here.
Well,
that's the interior artist is doing cover. Reminds you of was that the George Clooney Batman?
DC has laxed its no conservatives working for them policy, apparently.
Yeah.
Because Norm Rapmund is not a leftist.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the anchor, yeah. And of course, yeah. So the Danny variant here. Yeah. It's kind of weird. But still the main cover is gonna be the best. The dude, the Bono villain, isn't that the guy that's also on Supergirl?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a fan of the interior arts, man, because that's Dan Moore on the cover, and that's again, your interior artist should be your main cover artist. So, I don't know, but that is a book that I was enjoying when Dan Moore was on the book. So I don't know, I kind of leery now. Exquisite Corpses is still going on. They're in issue 7 this week. And then looks like got some other books. Yeah, Superman Unlimited. Catwoman. Torn Grunbeck is on there, but I dropped the book about 2 issues ago. It's basically talking about Selena Kyle's relationship with her mother, and I'm just like, I don't care. I don't want her. I don't care about that. It's me. It's boring. I want to have some action suspense. I don't want to hear her just like, oh yeah, Selena Kyle this and Kyle that. She works better as a sidekick villain in the Batman books, you know, or maybe if you just have Chuck Dixon writing her, someone who actually understands the character. I'm sorry, Torn Grunbeck. I don't know how much restriction they put on her, but this does not feel like a Catwoman book. Predator versus Marvel Universe, or Predator, sorry, kills the Marvel Universe. And you can read that too if you want to. That's with Benjamin Percy. Then we have Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, number 5 out this week. Radioactive Spider-Man is also out this week too. Not Joshua Williamson. This is Jed McKay is doing a new Nova Centurion book. Got a problem? Nova can help. Says for a price with the Alexandrian world mind, the sentient repository for an entire extinct people's culture and history relying on irregular and expensive energy infusions, Richard Riders is far higher. A deep space drifter weighed down with the truth of the terrible lie that the new galactic union was built upon. Nova is a core of one. But how long can he keep his hands clean handling dirty money? So I do like Nova, but like I said, his characters.
This is Nova Quill.
This is Jed McKay writing Richard Rider Quill. Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I think they've forgotten that he was basically, another Spider-Man. I mean, his origin. I said he was except for he wasn't smart like Peter Parker, but
no.
But yeah, now it's like he's never even on Earth anymore. Where last I checked, he has a mom and dad and a brother. Well, they put his brother in the Nova Corps too, but
Yeah, like I said, his character's been butchered in the past 30 years.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
Well, it was
20
I mean,
years.
when he
maybe.
was when Abnett and Lanning were doing all that space stuff. Nova was set in space, and that was okay because it was well written.
Yeah.
But I always thought that I'd forgotten that Nova is Earthbound first,
Yep.
and
He's
then
like green. He's like
obviously the Nova Corps is the Green Lantern Corps at Marvel.
yeah. Now he's just become a Hal Jordan in a sense.
Kind of has.
Other covers coming out this week too. There's always variant covers if you want to get variants. Frank Miller needs to stop doing covers. Chris Campana. There's another normal variant for Frank Miller. Ivan Sharvin foil variant. Yasmin Purti or Putri.
So Nova has a beard now.
He had a beard for a while.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of weird that he's got a beard. Oh look, all new Spider-Gun, Ghost Spider, number 4. Walking Dead, Facsimile 125 comes out this week. Then we have Sonic the Hedgehog, which is an 82 to IDW, still going strong. Probably one of the best kids book out right now in comics. Same characters you get from Archie from the Archie comic books crossed over in here. Ian Flynn's been doing the writing, and it's just been they've been one of the kids books that's keeping out like all of the sexual content relationships, boyfriend girlfriend. They don't do that stuff because it's a kids book. I was shocked, because I thought that nobody did that anymore, but they've been keeping it written for 12-year-olds. So very fun series. Spawn Dark Ages number 1. Ghost Pepper number 5. Undiscovered Country is starting on number 34. That's another book that's still going. That's a Scott Snyder book. And then Case Jones number 2. Hello Darkness. That is a cool cover though. She's serving his brain. And he said to him, Spider-Man Holiday. How Marvel is I really like some of the covers on this, and if it was a good set of writers on here, I'd be getting this series. Now, I'm not a big fan of is it supposed to be Riri Williams armor or is it supposed to be Tony Stark's armor? I don't know if it's Ironheart at this point or if it's Iron Man because the color scheme looks the same. But the people they got working on this, Rainbow Rowell is the writer. They have Paco Medina doing art, Lucio Viccio, Nathan Stockman, Bob Quinn. I've never heard of these people other than Rainbow Rowell. Now, to be fair, I don't really tune into Marvel these days, the past 5 years, so some of these artists could be around. But I love this Emmanuel Lupacino variant. Very rare for her. I haven't seen many covers from her anymore. But I love this. I love reading the Marvel holiday special stuff, but I'm like, at this point, it kills me because I don't want to read whatever self-insert they're going to put in here and just not even acknowledge Christmas. They're just going to call it holiday, or it's going to be like, Christmas. Oh, you got to spend time with me and my family. We don't get to get along together. Same thing with the Thanksgiving crap. I don't want any of that real nonsense. Self-insert. Like, look at these covers. You have freaking The Thing. I love The Thing. But, yeah. It's $5 for 2 pages. I might dip into this. I don't know. I might preview it a little bit. I don't know if I'll buy it though. I love Christmas stuff. What does it say? List is a list of characters. So it is Iron Man there. Iron Man's listed. That's Iron Man in his new armor, which looks like Ironheart's puke or Iron Puke's armor. But oh, look, Johnny Storm's getting here. Does he have that nasty freaking mustache? Ugh. But all right. Final Boss is a new one by Tyler Kirkman. This looks like a ripoff of Grifter. I guess it's another book coming back from the Wildstorm days or Image days, being reprinted or starting a new version. Space Ghost is out, number 5. Starship Godzilla, number 2. Turtles Power Rangers, volume 3. Creep Show, number 3. No Man's Land. Vampirella by Christopher I Can't Write Priest. Yeah. Terminator Metal. I dipped out of that series because it was anything but Terminator at that point. The last Starship it's Star Trek. Huh. Racer X3. Yeah. Silverhawks, Herculoids. It Killed Everyone But Me. That's another series I might go into. That's Mad Cave's a little story about a killer that comes back. She was a survivor girl, and now it's come back after all these years. Powers is I guess they released that again, a new series ongoing. The Lion King, number 1, premiering at Dynamite. So Gotcha Man, Nocturnals. Look, it's Peeping Vaughn by Zdarsky Comic News. And then we get into the variants here. Fortunately. Civil War Facsimile Edition this week. Number 4. Now this is cool. I'll just say quickly, and then we'll go on to the trades. Mickey Mouse, number 1. This looks to be, if it loads. The rumors are true. Mickey is once again an epic hero with an incredible rogues gallery. And our debut tale by fan favorite Andrea Castellan, Mickey's inky arch enemy, the Phantom Blot, invades Mousetown with an army of its own citizens. Clone. Can Mickey beat back lots of duplicate blots or figure out which Minnie he's dating tonight? All this in a new Supergroup backup story, too. This is for Fantagraphics. $6 for the first issue. Looks like Ted Osborne is on here too. Floyd got so the super. I'm wondering, is this going to be a new story with the super, or an older story reprinted with a new story? Yeah, it says yeah. So it must be a reprint. But yeah, I like Mickey Mouse stuff. Variant cover number 2. This is a cool cover. And then the final one, wraparound variant. So I'm guessing this is a reprint, and then for 40 pages for $6, and then you get a brand new Super Goof story in the back. But if you're a fan of Mickey Mouse, this is really cool. And I think that was it for. Oh yeah, Grim Tales of Terror number 11 comes out this week, and a lot of these variants. Yeah. All right, let's go get trades. So this week in trades, we got Geiger Volume 4 coming out. Through DC Compact this week. We 3, for $10. Martian Manhunter, Absolute Martian Manhunter, number 1 coming out, hardcover or trade. Then we have Action Comics Superstars Volume 2, trade premiere. Then, as you saw on the thumbnail, DC Finest, Green Lantern's Other Green Lantern trade is coming out this week for $40. Tech Jacket is the other one I was trying to remember earlier.
Can you open up that and see what issues that has?
Again, for the third time?
What third time?
For the DC Green Lantern? I've showed this to you multiple times offline.
You probably sent them to me when I couldn't get your stuff.
No, we were on the channel here. I did it on Monday too. When the girls were here after the reading.
I was gone by then.
No, you were here. Green Lantern 4361, Brave and the Bold 69, Detective Comics 350, and The Flash 168.
All right, cool.
Yep.
I think I might actually have to get this one.
I'm gonna be picking it up.
I've got the first couple of trades in color, but I don't think I have these issues. Actually, I gave Aaron all of my showcases, so I probably don't have these stories, period. A lot of Gil Kane art too. Should be anyway.
Nothing to turn your nose up at.
No, I'll let him do it for me.
But Tech Jacket is the other Kirkman book that's from the Invincible Universe that's coming out. Kind of, but there's Compendium, your Compendium #1. That is for $40. You guys saw Wolfman Compendium #1, trade back for $40. Also, Spider-Man Volume 5 is finally on this. Is finally being released. And of course, Spider-Girl, Modern Era, Epic Collection, Family Ties for $50. Aliens Original Years for $55. Saturday Morning Ninja Turtles, volume 6 for $17. Really fun stories. Criminal Volume 9, Bad Weekend is being re-released and reprinted. Then we have Ghost, the Compendium, Volume 1. IDW Library Collection. Those are always cool. That's how I got some other older books. Godzilla Library. Close. And of course, Richard Corbin's Rat God. Dracula Book 2 by Matt Wagner and Kelly Jones. Carmen by Gilliam March. That's an old book. I think the last time I talked about that book, Brain, was when Ash had a channel.
Yeah, that's been a minute.
Wow. Michael Conrad and John Pearson on In Bloom. Elf Quest by Wendy Penny and Richard Penny, the original Quest, Book 4, The First War, hardcover, for $30. Savage Sword of Conan, the original comics omnibus, number 11. That's nuts. Omnibuses collect a lot of books, a lot of pages in there. The fact that you have that there's that many stories that are already on number 11. Wow. Then Conan the King. See, Titan is just reprinting everything. Conan. I don't blame them. There's probably a lot of people who've never. Yeah. But we also have the Atlas Comics Library number 7.
Shit, I thought that was coming next week.
It's okay. Thank you. I thought it was a reprint. Yeah, that's just 1966 Disney comic. So, 1950s in romance comic became an empowering adventure for the girls at the hands of some Marvel's greatest cartoonists. This new volume in Fantagraphics and Marvel's collaborative Atlas Library present Girl Comics 1 through 12, a long, unseen subversion of romance comics beautifully designed for a new generation of readers. In 1950, Timely Atlas Marvel took a typical romance title called Girls Comics and turned it into a sister companion to the successful men's adventure comics and empowering girls adventure comic. Mystery, adventure, and suspense were promised and delivered at the hands of a stellar artist lineup including John Buscema, Mike Sikowski, Bill Everett, Joe Manili, Russ Heath, and Bernard Krigstein. Girl comics evolved from heart-stricken love stories to hair-raising, power-thrilled rides like Death Plunge, The House of Shadows, I Was a Murderer's Daughter, They Called Me a Spy, The Dead Hands at the Controls, and The Dark Hallway. This volume also features stories behind the stories with editor Dr. Michael J. Vasello's essays on Marvel's publisher Martin Goodman's enthusiastic relationship with romance comics and magazines at the time when the art form was cementing itself into American youth culture. So this doesn't list what else it collects, it just those, I guess those stories. It's on there. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five stories, yeah, I'm guessing.
No, it's way more than that. It'll be look how many pages it is. 336.
You think so? I don't know. Girls like to talk. Give me one long issue. But actually 1 to 12 up there. That's right. Yeah, that's cool for $50.
Yeah, I have the first 6 of those, and
I don't know. Now you'll have the number 7.
Yeah.
And then EC Comics Library slipcase, hardcover number 7, volume 7. Terror Train Man and Superman, Atom Bomb, and the Woman Who Loved Life.
I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's focusing on individual artists.
I can tell you what it is. It's expensive.
Yeah.
$120. Yeah, Johnny Craig, Wallace Wood story, Harvey Kurtzman, Al Feldstein.
Wow.
120 stories and more than 1,000 pages, plus rarities, bonus features, insightful commentary from EC scholars, a superb gift to the person in your life who's great art, into great art, illustration, and gripping storytelling. 1,136 pages.
Well, I probably have most of them with all the EC reprints that I have. So. But if you didn't have all those, that would look damn good on a bookshelf too.
Right? Man and Superman. Obviously not the one we're thinking of. Or I'm thinking of, but all right. Cool. Ghost Rider, $75 masterwork now. I thought they dropped these. That's why they're the ones went in price.
I guess they're burning off the ones they already had in production.
Wow. We get in some manga stuff here. And that's it. So, all right. Let's drop here, and then we'll break here, and Boop. Boop. All right, and we're back. 1930s Mickey Mouse and Minnie reminds you of the 3 hours with me, Froggy, Puppetine, and Eric. Good times. I never recovered from that. I think Brainy, you just went out and started watching sports during that 3-hour tour.
Well, that was a good time.
Yeah, especially because the fact that it went for 3 hours, and the fact that Pixel's voice was shot halfway through. All right. And of course, yeah. Hey, what's up to Hero Angel? What's up, Mr. Late? It's my only book, number 1, The Sacrificers, number 17. Yeah, another person used to watch channel was into that book. I think that was Undead Quinn. Yeah. I'm trying to think what your comedies you're referring to as far as most of them suck. I think we're talking about we're talking about the Christmas cover. Yeah, they can't say Christmas. They physically cannot say Christmas at all. It's not that they're told not to. They just can't do it themselves at all. It's impossible because it just hurts so much. It's like saying I'm sorry for some people. They had a lot of superb Marvel writers these days. Yeah. Oh, it's Undead Quinn. Okay. You just changed your name. I thought maybe it was you. but I wasn't sure. Oh, okay. You saw the U in it. That's why. That's right. Because then you have that. You just changed the actual name. Yeah. Honestly, the out of everything I've probably shown tonight, Breen, what are you? What really caught your attention? I mean, obviously the Atlas one caught your attention a lot. Caught you off guard.
Listen, I mean, I don't care at all about the new stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So obviously the Green Lantern and the Atlas.
Nothing wrong with that. It's all collected for you. You don't have to wait a month or two for that new issue to come out. You grab it all there for a cheap price, and spend hours just reading that. I've always been a person. I like binge reading stuff.
To give you an example, I said, a friend of mine, gave me, books that he already read, and had the two latest Dick Tracy's and the two latest Flash Gordons, and it had the first issue of the Batman Second Night. I read the Dick Tracy's in the second night, but I haven't even bothered with the Flash Gordons yet. Wow. I'll tell you how low my interest is in new stuff now. It's just,
wow.
Well, I mean, I've taken up reading those dime store novels, and they're more fun right now. And
well, you love noir stuff, you love mystery stuff. That's kind of right up your alley.
But I said, but I know myself. Eventually, I'll care again, but I don't know that I'll ever go back to buying new comics because
I would tell you, if you do go back, just get the Mad Cave stuff. Don't go for Marvel DC because you're gonna get disappointed, and plus it's expensive too. Go for maybe one or two books. If anything, I would say for you, if you really like the Space Ghost, I would just get the trades.
Man, I said, but it's the new stuff. None of it, even the stuff that I really liked. So there was a time when there were books that I absolutely had to get the next issue of. I don't feel like that about anything anymore.
I hear you. When I quit comic books, there was nothing really grabbing me. What's really grabbing me now that I want to keep reading is the Triangle era. I've been having fun with that.
Yeah, I'd rather
yeah.
Because I think when that urge hits me again, it'll be that stuff that I'll want to go back to. And so I said, there are some good stuff all these, but even the good DCs, like I've said a bunch of times before, there are too many new rules of comic book writing, and a lot of what made comic books doesn't exist anymore. So,
well, the great thing about you not reading the new books now, there'll be back issues when you get to them. They'll be cheaper.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Except for that $20 variant, because that's why the price went up, because a certain character popped in there. It might be in a movie. But all right, though. Well, that was fun. Ugh. Random sneeze. Someone's talking about me. All right, though. Wait for my distillery books, LL. Which ones? Because my shop has a bunch of in. But is Regular Comics what was the Monster High comic? Was it tonight you saw it? I don't know offhand. I'd have to pull the website up and look at it again. Look. Monster High probably. You know what it reminds me of? A stupid Bratz doll things. That was probably like a girl's comic book, without like Barbie, but it was all monster versions. Let me type it in. All right. Was it in trades or was it in a series we're talking about, Marania? Yeah. The Milk Shark chick. Regular books. Okay. All right. Let me scroll. Yeah, Monster. Yeah, if it's Monster High, that's part of the like a toy line that's been out for a while now. Let's scroll down here. Yeah. Uh, uh. Yeah. Monster High is to IDW World's it's called World Scare #4. All that it's basically written by Jaku I with Caroline Shuda and Catherine Shuda are doing the art. It's all high school stuff. Basically Barbie in high school, but they're all monsters. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's based on the doll. No IW new one, but yeah, that's what it is. It's $5 and it's based off the actual the toy line stuff. They're in issue #4. But there's been a bunch of them. There's a couple of trades out, and plus there's a new trade coming out in August, or actually it just come out in August. No, June next year, and another one in August. So that's what Monster High is. It says it's if you like Barbie, but or Barbie was basically they're all monsters. They're all in high school. Yeah, yeah, it is based on the Mattel line. Yeah, but oh no. But that should be it, though. I mean, there's nothing else to really talk about. Heather Hentos is editor. It's funny. I look on the book, and it doesn't even list Heather Hentos whatsoever. It just says art, the writer, artist, colors, and then the cover artist. That's it. Doesn't even list the editor. That's how much they don't want you to know that Heather Hentos is attached to it. But overall, though, he said, honestly, I'm looking forward to the Capes book. That's the one I was out of comic books, or at least I wasn't really focusing on Image at the time with Skybound, or before Skybound came around. I didn't really read Invincible. I read Invincible after the series was done with, just like Walking Dead. So Capes coming back, reprint with new art and new dialogue, and they're gonna do some more issues after that, continue the story. It gives me hope that maybe Walking Dead might continue, or at least something might spin out of Walking Dead in a comic book form. But because obviously that's what they did in the show, like they went to other parts of the world. So I never understood the Walking Dead comic book never branched out away from the actual like United States and actually went on to other things. That's kind of what they've been doing with the show, going to different parts. They went to New York, they went to France. Now I guess I don't know where they're now, I guess, but or Italy or something like that. I don't know. Whatever the Gerald Dixon show is taking place now. It was from France originally, but I've always said you're gonna have a zombie world, a zombie apocalypse. There's so much that you can show. Don't just show me the United States. Show me other countries. Don't insult Heather Antos. Your boy Zach will come after. He does the Milady Fedora tip, defending those people these days. Yeah. But enough about Richard. I think we're going to hear. Brain's hungry.
Well, I'm out of time to eat, so
you can eat. What do you want? Go ahead and eat.
I'll eat off camera.
Go ahead. That's what I do.
Off mic, I mean.
That's what I do. So, what is the cover ranking for tonight?
No idea.
I know they were talking about earlier in the chat, but we're going to end it here. You can go jump over to I Love Comics where we go over there and we talk about, we review books over there too. But we also on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, actually no, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays we rake comic book covers, and just basically one bad, 10 being good. And after 16 videos and live streams of that, we do bracket fights. So, all right, guys, we'll see you later. Have a good night.